Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about some of the physical symptoms of OCD that people experience. You might not experience all of these, but it's important for you to have this overview so if you do experience some of these symptoms, you can understand that this could be because of OCD. And when we say because of OCD, OCD is an anxiety disorder. The symptoms you're experiencing, these physical symptoms, are because of high anxiety, extreme anxiety. You are basically in fight or flight mode, and this is how body behaves in fight or flight mode. So first is heartbeat that's too fast, heart palpitations, like your heart skipping a beat every once in a while, feeling well, just generally, this can go into a person being scared. Well, what if I have a heart attack? You will not have a heart attack. This is just OCD, high anxiety situation. But if you start to worry about it and create a theme out of it, right? Your anxiety goes up, your heartbeat goes up. You think, oh my God, my heartbeat went up. I'm going to have a heart attack. And the heartbeat doesn't come down because you're worried about it. And just, you still won't have a heart attack, but it just round and round it goes. So you have to understand that this is just a symptom of high anxiety. Another common symptom is when you first get an OCD thought, feeling like your head just gets really hot all of a sudden. You know, your temperature goes up right in the moment of the thought. It's basically having a hot flash. So again, that's very common. Also, excessive sweating, excessive oil production. A lot of people start to have problems with acne. Hair gets oily faster because you are under stress, because you are anxious. Um, your body produces more sweat, more oil. Again, not for everybody, but if you were a little bit natural, I would say anyways, if you were naturally a little bit prone to it, that's what would happen. Some skin types are just, it's not very common for them, they're more on the dry side, but if you have skin that's kind of susceptible to that, you might experience this. Also, problems with digestion. It can go either way. It can be constipation or it can be diarrhea. So, but you will notice that every time you're in extreme anxiety, this is what happens to the digestion, right? So, again, understanding that it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your body, it's just because of high anxiety. Another common thing is problems with sleep. So, when you are stressed, your muscles are tense. When you have muscle tension, that can prevent you falling asleep and also staying asleep as well. So you might fall asleep but then wake up in the middle of the night and then have trouble falling back asleep. So again, that's very common. Don't make a theme out of it. Don't make an OCD theme out of it. So when you go to sleep, if you feel like you can't, well, if I can't, I can't. But the most important thing is that, did you sleep? Did you not sleep? You still have to wake up at reasonably normal time. So you can allow yourself to sleep in a little longer, but it can't be like noon or, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. kind of situation. So you can sleep for an hour longer if you have the ability to do so, if you're not going anywhere, right? But I wouldn't go past that, because if you shift your normal sleep schedule, that will affect OCD as well. So it's important for you to, no matter what time I went to bed, I'm just gonna go through my day. I'm not gonna, in that case, I usually say go ahead and nap, because your brain does need a rest. But in this case, if you nap, you'll just throw your schedule way off, which actually impedes serotonin production and those kinds of things. So it's just not a good idea. So try to maintain a normal sleep schedule. So, and if you're not in a normal sleep schedule, try to little by little get back to that by, again, you can't control when you're falling asleep, but you can control when you're waking up. So try to gradually reduce to a normal, whatever normal is, right? Wake up time. Another common issue is, well, this is not so much a physical issue, but more, I guess, a mental issue, is aggression. Feeling like you snap at people for tiniest things. because, and the reason why that happens is because the person with OCD, they're already at their limit. It's already overwhelming. And since it's already overwhelming, another thing is just kind of like it's just over the top, and then the person just, explodes, right? But again, don't let that trigger you. Nobody ever killed anybody in this state. People with OCD are generally very nice, very conscientious people. It's just too much. Dealing with life, dealing with OCD all at the same time is too much. And when the person hits their limit, mentally speaking, and at that time, somebody happens to ask them for something, they just explode, right? That's what happens. A lot of the times people with OCD also show aggression, where they are, say they're sitting and they're very focused on trying to figure out a thought, and right when they're trying to figure out a thought, somebody says, oh hey, whatever, and they sidetrack their mind to something else, and they feel like they were so close to figuring it out, and this person ruined it, and then again aggression comes. So, but again, it doesn't lead to anything. It's not kind of over the top aggression, but it's just a little kind of display of emotion which happens. And if you are a family member of somebody who has OCD, try to be patient. Don't let them, kind of do this to you. At the same time, you got to stand your ground. With OCD, it's very important to stand your ground for the person dealing with OCD and for the people around them, not to fall into compulsions, right? For everybody who is in this situation, because I see a lot of the times people as family tries to help by helping do compulsions. It doesn't help. Anyways, I went off on a tangent. Let's get back to physical symptoms of high anxiety, physical symptoms of OCD. Another physical symptom that's very common is loss, and again, temporary loss of focus, not being as focused on things, not being as attentive. And again, it's just because the person is so focused on OCD that it's hard for them to focus on anything else. And when they are focusing on something else, they're kind of in two minds at the same time. On one side, they're trying to focus on, say, what this person is saying, and the other one, they're in OCD land, right? And what can you do? That's just a situation. They're doing the best they can to disregard. And if you're experiencing that, and if this is worrying you, you have to make sure that you are focused, that this does not become a theme. That you're focused. That's not what I mean, really, but I'm saying that you are making sure that you don't create panic out of the fact that you can't give full attention to something. Just take it as it is what it is. I'm giving as much attention as I can. I'm being as focused as I can possibly be. That's the best I can do, and you have to make your peace with it for now. This is how it's going to be for now as you are going through recovery. After recovery, things will go back to normal. This is just a temporary situation. Because if you start to worry about it, if you start to make sure that a lot of times students deal with this, like I want to make sure that I'm focused, so I have to do rituals to make sure, right? I hear this every day. It's very, very common. Don't fall into this trap. It's not helpful, and it will just lead you down this OCD rabbit hole. So you got to make sure that, okay, I'm as focused as I can be. Who cares? I'm disregarding. I see this a lot with students, and I see this a lot with people in jobs that require a lot of precision. So again, I'm as focused as I can be, disregarding. But the lack of focus is fairly common when you're dealing with OCD, especially very high OCD. Sometimes it can also lead to forgetfulness. And to the people with false memory OCD, forgetfulness does not mean that you killed somebody and forgot. No, it means that you don't remember where you placed your keys or something like that. Some insignificant events you can forget because the brain just simply doesn't have enough room for it. But it's not the same thing as forgetting an important event And again, don't let it become a theme. The reason why I'm bringing up all of these situations is because you can take one symptom and say somebody with false memory can say, well, I forgot where I put my keys. What if I forgot that I killed somebody when I was driving? You know? And can create a theme out of it that continues over and over again every time they forget something, right? So again, look at it as a symptom. Doesn't mean anything. You will not do anything. You need to push through and do recovery work. And you will not feel secure, right? I'm kind of giving you a little reassurance here, but generally speaking, when you're in the situation, the reason why I'm doing it right now is so you understand, you have this background of understanding that this is a symptom. It doesn't mean anything. So when you're in a situation and you don't feel secure and you feel like you need to check, you need to figure it out, you need to choose not to figure it out. You have to choose not to check. In case of, say, false memory OCD, don't drive back. Don't try to figure it out. Choose to refuse, even though you don't feel secure. That's the way out of this. If you run after every symptom, you're not going to get anywhere in the recovery. Or you might get somewhere, but it's going to take a long, long time for you to understand that you can't run after every symptom. So just look at it that they're just symptoms. I don't care. I'm not doing this anymore. And all of these symptoms that I've mentioned, they all go away as you push yourself through the recovery work. So this is not going to be there forever. You will get your focus back. You will get your body back in order where it doesn't give you all of these feelings and sensations. It will happen, but the one thing that's also very important with this is I find a lot of people who develop themes out of these situations, what happens is they'll start to check for it. Like, oh, am I having a fast heartbeat today? How is it today versus yesterday? So they check for symptoms, and the heartbeat goes up as soon as they start to check for the symptom, right? So you have to make sure you don't fall into that and just say, you know what? I'm in the process of recovery. I'm not doing this. Some days are going to be better. Some days are going to be worse. It is what it is. It's a symptom. I don't care. Like that. And it comes not from a feeling of I don't care, but again, the choice that you're choosing. You're done dealing with OCD. You're now actively choosing not to care no matter what your feelings are telling you. That choice, that stance that you're taking, that choice is what's going to push you to recovery, to full recovery. So it's making a choice of no matter what, I am going forward and sticking with that choice. I hope you find my videos helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you would like to do one-on-one recovery program with me, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. You can sign up from there and you can book your session through there as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.